この俺が人間なんだ。
Alright, so in this one, we're going to be going over this updated list. Now, this list kind of updates randomly where the meta kind of devolves or changes, right? So, let's say when Sword Hope Trunks and Goku Vegeta dropped, you would think, okay, Future was really good. Vegeta Clan was very good. Movies could have been very good, right? And then we kind of went to a situation where Future is still top tier. Then you made a team that consisted of Mono Purple with Super Vegeta Zenkai. So that's what this is, right? It's encompassing of what right now is meta and the best units for that meta, and then the units that beat out that meta, so that counter it well, right? That's what this list is. It is full 14 stars. Obviously, when we do look at it fully, you'll understand it more when you're thinking of it full 14 stars. At like 6 stars, this list changes dramatically. But full 14 stars is the most balanced way, I would say, to rate units. While most people won't have most LFs, most Sparkings, 14 stars, it is at least a good gauge, I guess, in a more, even way. Because if I'm comparing this guy 9, this guy 6, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's a big discrepancy because you get that big stat increase and all that. So 14 actually is more of a balanced mechanic of breaking down a unit, and I guess where they would be rated on a tier list. What he said here is list updated according to yellow, yellow, green, powerful opponent, which I consider top 3 as it counters both Future and purple, purple, purple. Just to touch on that real quick, yellow, yellow, green, because you're not seeing any reds in the meta. Like, if I'm thinking Future, okay, Krauthammer Zamasu, well, a yellow, yellow, green team of powerful opponent, and I'm assuming that's full power Frieza, DKP, and Fat Boo, if I'm just guessing. Just looking on this list, like, barely looking. If I'm thinking of that, Krauthammer Zamasu, he's not really an issue, right? And you're not even running into him much. When you're running into Future, you're running into Goku Vegeta, Future Gohan, and then Sword Hope Trunks. So, that, yes, is countered out because the nullifying endurance on 2 units, and then everything else just already being neutral, you're already at a good stance on top of a lock-in with Fat Boo. And then Mono Purple, obviously, 2 yellows and a green is going to counter out 2 purples / a third purple that can also go into a disadvantage to the green. So yes, it does counter it out. Didn't add Broly, obviously Broly Chile Zenkai, because despite Goku being dog, his ability is better. Agreed. Goku has the ability is HP and then what, strike attack? So much better is the ability there. And you won't be using Sagas either, because Bojack is mid. Yeah, Bojack, he was probably the best tank in the game prior to Goku Vegeta and Sword Hope Trunks, but I mean, these units really just change the tide of the entire game, and you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. So, to look at it here, GS does mean great support. If you're looking at G, that means green, because, well, greens are down bad unless they're locking in, they're going neutral. They need to have a very top tier stipulation in their unique to be very good. Because you look at Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta compared to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and it's like, oh shit, like, that makes kind of sense, but to look at it here, obviously, Vegeta being #1 support, because Mono Purple, the most used team in the game is probably Mono Purple. The better team is, in my opinion, at least Future, but the most used team is easily Mono Purple. And just to make sure this is actually recording, okay, just don't want to fuck it up. Bardock, very good support. Super Saiyans. Super Saiyans are they're in a weird spot. I feel like they could be very good with the setup of Future Gohan and Super Vegeta, and Bardock obviously with that 50% support Future Gohan offers after he's just hit 1 time, and then it's 25% that is combining to make it 50% on top of Super Saiyan buffs to Super Vegeta to really make him nuke, and then Bardock himself can actually do good damage. So I do feel like Super Saiyan is in a better spot than it's ever been because of Super Vegeta, but I don't value it more than, let's say, Saiyans with Halo Vegeta being support, but I don't even think this great support's in order. If it is, then I would disagree with that. LF Zenkai Frieza, very good support, but LF Zenkai Frieza is not enough for this meta. Just the support LF Zenkai Frieza does offer with the blue card holding is very nice, but it's just not enough for how quick everything is. I've said this discussion a lot, and people might disagree with it, but if you take too long, you're not good enough for this meta. There's a lot of units that take a little bit longer to really do stuff, and I might even see them down here if I'm just looking real quickly. let's say Zamasu, right? Zamasu was valued as very, very, very good prior to, but Zamasu right now, he takes too long to get his peak damage. He takes too long to do a lot of his overwhelmingness that he can't offer, because 4 different combos, Goku Vegeta can kill you in 2 combos. A Zamasu, like, the long units just take too long. And Frieza, while he is offering decent support, the teams you're going to run him on, it just is usually long game units. Like, I'm not going to run Frieza with Goku Vegeta. I'm going to run Purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, because that's just amplified better support. If I'm thinking of running Frieza, I'd probably run him with, if I'm going to look at someone on here, maybe LF Piccolo, but then LF Piccolo, he takes a minute, and then it's just a weird thing that really doesn't synergize well for LF Zenkai Frieza. I do think he's phenomenal support, but I do think for what we need now, you need either healing or goated, like, double support Frieza offers, right? And Halo Vegeta, I faced off against that Saiyan team earlier with the Maju showcase, and, I mean, you don't need him, for sure. Like, you're gonna run him, you're gonna run with, like, Gogeta 4 and Goku Vegeta, and then Halo Vegeta as your support, and you don't need him, again, but he does have a niche to where, okay, you want an infinite heal, like Goku Vegeta already do that, but if you want an infinite heal even more, you can run him. He's not a necessity, but he is still good, right? He hasn't, like, gone anywhere because of how the units have came out, right? If anything, he's gained value because Vegeta Clan went up, Saiyans maybe went down, but the other team went up, so it's like, okay, here we are. Now, the actual units, Z+, Goku Vegeta, yes, easily, they're number 1. And by the way, this list, I think the discretion is, what? If I'm trying to remember it, it's 5 units to the left or right. So let's say they have LF Piccolo is number 1 of Z. They also feel that if you were to say Evolution Blue is better, they could agree. If Rosé is better, they could agree. If Revival Gohan's better, they could agree. If Fat Blue's better, they could agree. It's 5 to the right, 5 to the left. So each unit can be swapped between 5 spots, left or right. So 5 more or 5 worse, right? So that's how that works. But I don't feel like anything really needs to be swapped, at least looking at the basis of it here. Goku Vegeta, yeah. There's no... Do you guys even need to know why? You know why. Like, they do everything. They heal. They have double cover change. Double different cover changes of blast and strike cover change. They literally are just the best unit in the game. There's nothing else I can really say about it. Super Vegito over Sword Hope Trunks. Now, I've said this personally, and I do agree with it. Mono Purple, and that's the team I'm thinking about when I'm thinking of Super Vegito, right? Because that's his best team, how I think of a unit, and how a unit probably should be thought of more or less usually, is their best team is the team you think of them on, right? So Mono Purple is Super Vegito's best team. Sword Hope Trunks' best team is Future, right? Mono Purple is not better, but what Super Vegito is doing against Future is better. He's nullifying endurance, he's stacking damage, while Future is not hitting that hard early game, because you think about it. What's Future really doing early game? They have to have Future Gohan come in support, then Sword Hope Trunks can nuke, then this guy can nuke, right? Usually, early game, your Future team just isn't gonna nuke as hard as Super Vegito can, and while you're hitting my Super Vegito, I'm getting support for Super Vegito and my allies, right? And then once I combo with Super Vegito, I'm getting more damage inflicted to my Super Vegito. I do feel like right now, with how it is, Super Vegito nullifying endurance, doing type neutral damage to yellow units, because no yellow unit is a god tier tank right now. I would say Maju is the best tanky yellow in the game right now. That's with endurance, right? Without endurance, maybe LF Piccolo, but Future Gohan, he ain't tanking shit. And if I'm comparing team to team, yes, Future is better, but Super Vegito is better than Trunks because of double endurance. You're nullifying endurance on the ultimate. I have had multiple videos where Super Vegito kills Sword of Hope Trunks before his unique gauge even pops. I've had multiple videos where Future Gohan dies to Super Vegito with half HP mid-combo. Like, Mono Purple exemplifies how busted Super Vegito can look. Now, I do feel like he is better than Sword of Hope Trunks. Now, Sword of Hope Trunks above Full Power Frieza and DKP. I know people are going to be like, what the hell is this? Like, where the hell these two come from? Sword of Hope Trunks above them is because he is a clutch type. I do feel like, you know, maybe his last man standing isn't the crazy. He just goes type neutral on his ultimate for last man standing. But I do feel like he can do very good damage. He can stall out well. He can eat decently, pretty well actually. I do feel like after boost, Trunks will drop down to maybe... he's going to drop down substantially. I don't feel like it'll be even top 10. Maybe top 10 to be generous, but right now, Sword Art Trunks, right now again, is very good for what he is, but I do feel like he is going to fall soon. But again, don't discredit that he's still very good. Like, don't miss out. That's the part I'm also saying. I just feel like he will drop off quicker than, let's say, Super Vegeta, who's getting 8%, Trunks is getting 15 and 20%, right? Like, this week ends, Sword Hope Trunks falls down. Like, that's how that's going to work. Full Power Frieza and DKP. Now, people will be like, why are they here? Like he said, and I agree with it, yellow, yellow, green, right? That's the team. Powerful opponent. Full Power Frieza, full Nullifying Endurance. DKP, full Nullifying Endurance. They might say, and I can understand the argument, oh, are you really, like, maybe overvaluing Nullifying Endurance? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. But if you look here, even without the Endurance, Goku Vegeta, purple. Okay, makes sense why 2 yellows would be up here. Super Vegito, purple. Makes sense why 2 yellows would be up here. Sword Hope Trunks, Endurance. Future Gohan, Endurance. LF Rose, purple. The Rival Gohan, purple. You kind of see it. Every unit, and these aren't units you're really going to discuss their placements. Maybe you might move a little higher or lower, but you're not going to move Super Vegito to, like, the bottom of Z. You're not going to move Goku Vegeta from number 1 in the game, right? So even without the Nullifying Endurance, they're color countering the 2 top, if not top 2 best units in the game, the 2 top 5, if you really want to value Super Vegeta that low, they're countering them out. On top of the other 2 units in their same tier, they're nullifying their whole entire thing, because they're both doing it on every hit. Now, I do think DKP maybe is a little bit better. Short game, right? You have a very burst damage-oriented meta where you're just gonna get fucking nuked so quickly. DKP does that better than Full Power Frieza to me, just because the stealing Dragon Balls, the damage he does, doesn't last forever, but he can't do very good strike damage. More strike damage than Frieza can do blast damage, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. So I do feel like DKP is better, but that's like, it's tomato-tomato, right? Full Power Frieza or DKP. Full Power Frieza could be argued as better just because he's removing balls on cover, while DKP has to do main ability to take the balls and, you know, do your own shit, but again, DKP is stealing them while Frieza is just removing them. So I feel like DKP is more valuable. Future Gohan below them, again, it's because Future Gohan can't eat, right? You're building him, and I've said it so many times, Future Gohan's just a glorified support, right? He comes in, when he comes in, he gives your allies 25% to damage inflicted, right? Great. Then, he gives himself damage inflicted buffs. Great. But it's nothing too absurd to where you're thinking of him like, I need to come into my Future Gohan. I'm never going to swap into my Future Gohan from my Goku Vegeta, because Goku Vegeta is going to be a better damage dealer. I'm not going to swap from my Sword Hope Trunks into Future Gohan to do damage unless I'm type disadvantage, right? There's just no reason for that. Future Gohan is your glorified support who gives you 50% support when he takes a combo coming in. So just cover with them on a strike, whatever. You don't want to do the blast cover? That's honestly fine, because then you won't get that combo support, and then it won't be 25% more, right? Future Gohan is a great support, and with that, he's lacking in most other departments. I don't think he's lacking damage fully. I think he lacks a little bit, but it might just be age at this point, because he is, you know, gonna reach a year in a few months here. He's not like he's that fucking new, right? He's just very good aging. Future Gohan can easily die. Again, these 2 units above him, Nullifying Endurance. Every unit is Nullifying Endurance in Z+. You guys get that, right? Goku Vegeta on blue card, Super Vegeta on Ultimate, Trunks Ultimate, Full Power Frieza, DKP every card, and Future Gohan on Ultimate. Ultimate? Yeah, Ultimate. Everyone can Nullify Endurance. It's just who does it better and is more damaging than the other. And I do feel like while Future Gohan is a goated support, and I just think he should be in the great support category, honestly, he just doesn't have the most value. While he is making everyone peek out, he has less value because of how quickly he can just fizzle out and die to a rush, right? Kind of same thing as Sword Hope Trunks, but Sword Hope Trunks has a lot more utility around him, and you can really just play around him a lot better. Then Z tier. I'm not going to touch on every tier, by the way. I'm just going to go over things that are probably more important than anything else. Z tier, remember, again, full 14 stars. LF Piccolo. I get LF Piccolo. By the way, I am sick, so if I just keep sniffling, I'm sick, so that's good. LF Piccolo is good value. I do agree there. Evolution Blue, I get it because purples exist, but Evolution Blue takes a little bit longer than I personally like to get going. Again, I do get it for the color sake of facing off against Mono Purple, because that literally is like every other matchup. I guess you could keep him there, but I could argue and see where people would say Evolution Blue should be lower, right? LF Rose, the full Nullify Endurance, he has insane value because of that. Point blank, no stop. He has other mechanics, but his main mechanic that actually matters in this meta is, hey, let me fuck over your endurance. And I guess that also matters because you're getting a lot of rushes in this meta because you're doing a lot of fucking cards with all the burst damage you have. Is he has 15% chance to destroy Dragon Ball per strike cards used. It's very good to fuck over a rush, right? So he has two very good things for this meta, the most being Nullifying Endurance. Very good fucking unit. Very, very good. Revival Gohan, I do feel like I've said multiple times, he is a liability, but he has some value in the revival mechanic. It's kind of like, what do you want to do? You want to eat nails, or do you want to, like, step on a Lego, or trip on a Lego? I don't fucking know what it's called. But, which one do you want to do? There's not really a good solution. If you're going to use Revival Gohan, you're going to feed Dragon Balls. You're going to lose extra HP because Sword Hope Trunks. You're going to lose Dragon Balls and feed Dragon Balls because Goku Vegeta. You're going to, whatever the stipulation is for the anti-revival they are up against, because there's so many anti-revival units that are meta, it's like, which one do you want? To have an endurance that can just be nullified, or a revival that's going to happen, but you're just going to help your fucking ally or opponent just nuke the shit out of you, or rush you double, or whatever. Like, Revival Gohan's okay, but he definitely isn't what he was on his entry of the game, right? Fat Boo, lock in, green, Goku Vegeta, that's the only reason. Maybe Sword Hope Trunks, but you think of Fat Boo, you're thinking, let me lock in Vegeta, and then let me try to fucking insta-click my cards and try to kill Goku Vegeta specifically, obviously because he's disadvantaged to green. And let me just try to insta-click my cards and nuke the shit out of him. Because he does do more to Saiyans, he can build up damage, he is doing more after he takes a combo 100% more on his next strike arts. You just really want that situation, and if you get it, then Fat Boo has that value, but nowhere else. Lock-in is great, but it can't save you from the hell of Goku Vegeta. Even when you're comboing Vegeta, you need to really, pinpoint that shit. It's a very hard thing to challenge and do, but he is on a core very good counter of Mono Purple and Future, right? Gogeta 4, I would say his value is a little bit higher than Revival Gohan. Again, green, I get it, scary fucking things. But you look at Super Saiyan 3 Goku to where Gogeta 4 is, and it's like, why is that a thing? Well, Gogeta 4 is going neutral on his covers in, right? And then Gogeta 4 has neutral on his main ability, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku has the same thing, right? But the thing is, Gogeta 4 is always peaked out, while Super Saiyan 3 Goku wants to build up. Oh, you're really not going to get that situation with Super Saiyan 3 Goku compared to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because it just takes too long. Again, that's the main problem with all these units just in the lower brackets here. They just take too long. Like, am I really going to get I don't even know who the example would be. Am I really going to get LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku to, take, or have his allies take all these fucking hits to, have his cut be peaked out? No, I'm going to die in 2 cards, and then, okay, I don't have any cut peaked out for LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's similar to LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku's ultimate building up, while tag switching does count as switching for unique abilities. If you think of, LF Broly, he'll get health back if a opponent goes from Goku to Vegeta, right? That works. But the thing is, you'll die while that's happening, and it's like, well, it didn't really matter because I have to switch out now or I'm dead. And then that unit's useless. 80% Gogeta cut on first combo does help him there. On top of the neutral he can't control, add him being always peaked out is really the best thing for him, right? Super Saiyan 3 Goku needs to take a while to get his uniques of more damage inflicted, card draw speed, all that, while Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just ready to go, revved up, minute 1, frame 1. That's really what you need in this meta, just frame 1 goers. And the only reason Super Vegito is up there while not being a frame 1 like go-getter is because you have that purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta who can just make that happen. Like, you'll think of Super Vegito, he has a slow start. That's what most people take him for, just right now, right? But with that purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you lead with him, you do like 2 cards into a combo, you go to Super Vegito, you're drawing a whole hand because Vegeta's offering you a card, then you have Super Vegito, so then you're back to 4 cards with card draw speed, and you already have the damage buffs from Vegeta. That early game issue of Super Vegito doesn't exist because Vegeta is amping him, right? You don't really have that with Super Saiyan 3 Goku because he takes too long because he's restricted timer counts. Super Vegito is restricted to his own issue of, okay, I need to draw cards. Okay, I need to get hit, or I need enemies to do cards, rather. But with Vegeta, it kind of fixes that. You don't have that fix with other units lower down. That's the reason Super Vegito is so high. I like how I was contending Gogeta 4 and I went to Super Vegito. Yeah, I love Super Vegito right now. Oh my god, my fucking nose. I apologize, by the way. I am... Oh, I don't even know what got me sick, but okay. I'm not dying, but you see fucking my nose is like Rudolph, like Jesus. Zamasu in black, same thing as Sword Hope Trunks. They're a very good wall type unit, but I do think they will lose value very soon with the boost running out. You know, how their defenses work and how their uniques work, and I feel like people might forget this a little bit because you don't really read kits after you use the unit for so long. You just kind of like innately remember, but you might not remember with these guys, their cut falls off. The longer the match, the longer, or the less cut they have, right? I think their total cut, like in a decently long match, would be, what? I think it's 20%, if not 30% peak. They have 60% at the start of a match. So when them losing cut, you're not really noticing it now because that pure defense that they're getting from the boost is saving them. So you're really not... Yes, you are losing the cut, like you're losing it, but you're also not losing as much as you feel you are losing because, well, hey, I have a boost system that's giving me 15% pure defenses. So while I might have 30% cut, I feel like I'm taking like 50% damage reduction, right? I feel like after boost they'll fall off, but right now, a very good wall, very tedious to deal with, and actually can do good blue card damage, so they have some value there. And destroy Dragon Ball on their blue card. Well, their green card is the same thing as what? I think is same as Ice's main ability, where it removes your Vanish first time, so it is pretty nice, it is pretty niche, it can catch people in spots, but it's not the most overwhelming thing in the game. It is very good, but I do feel like they will fall very quickly. Krauthammer Zamasu, him being this high is because, you guessed it, Nullify Endurance. You pop his main, he starts Nullifying Endurance. That's really it. Overall, he is very squishy. At 14 stars, definitely not as squishy as people probably anticipate him to be, but if you guys are thinking about him and using him like your normal stars, you'll think he dies too quickly. Again, at 14, he doesn't. He's very good tank. He's building up cut after every card that's done to him, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku is, like Majin Vegeta kind of does. They're building it up, and I do feel like with that, at a peak star level, he can be very good. On top of, who's the blue? Sort of Copium? Okay, let's say I pop a green card. I know this is a niche scenario, but it's a scenario that can't happen if I just plan it out in my head, right? I pop a green card, I go type neutral, I already have my main popped, I rush. I kill Copium because I'm type neutral. He ain't gonna live that. If I'm normal stars, equal amount, and maybe even a lot less stars, or Krauthammer Zamasu, if I'm already neutral, he's dead. And bye-bye, Mr. Gage, it's not gonna happen. That's just how it works, right? Very good value, even today with Krauthammer Zamasu. Namek Goku. This is a JP players list, obviously. If I haven't said that already, if it wasn't obvious, at rating 14 stars, is a JP players list, so Namek Goku is rated higher than I would rate him personally, because my experience against Namek Goku players is that most suck. I also suck with him. Maybe in the Japanese servers, people do not suck with him. So, putting him there, okay, really don't have a contest to it. I think it's fine. Vegito Blue of Majub. I think this is my biggest disagreement. You know, I did say maybe Evolution Blue can move a bit, Rival Gohan maybe can move a bit, but it's not really anything too far-fetched. Like, again, that 5 rule, right? 5 left, 5 right, that's fine. Vegito Blue, I feel like should be worse than... maybe not Kid Buu, but in that department, Majub definitely is better. You know, running Majub today, holy shit, it opened my eyes to him. You know, I thought he was pretty mediocre prior to, and using Majub, oh my god, like, nah, he's definitely the best non-LF yellow, right? Am I reading this correctly? Because I'm thinking about it here. Yeah, he's definitely the best non-LF yellow right now in the game, just how the meta is. Vegito Blue takes way too long. I'm wondering his value here, because maybe a 14-star Vegito Blue can nuke, but he needs like a Zenkai bench, he needs Vados, he needs a lot to get like his nuking shit. Like you saw it in the 8 Vegeta video, he fucking nuked. He fucking nuked everyone, but he was 12 stars. He was Zenkai buffed. He was Vados buffed, right? He had everything to like peak him out. That's not a realistic ideal team that's actually gonna like work out a lot of times, right? You're thinking of like a normal generic team, and I feel like Majub just has more value. I think Vegito Blue can move down couple spots here, not too many, but a couple spots to where he is definitely not the top S+. Majub, just talk about him. I think he's the best non-LF Zenkai Yellow. Just watch the Majub showcase, truly. That's really it. He literally does everything you need Majub to do for that team. Like, very nice. Bardock, I do think he was overrated on release. People loved him a lot more than I would say I liked him. He can eat, it's just that Bardock is weird. He wants your allies to take hits for him to do more. Now, Bardock is the same exact unit, right? He wants your allies to take hits for Bardock to do more. The thing is with Bardock, he's a strike-based unit. Bardock is a defense type. So Bardock only does damage after your allies are hit. So that implies that I should bring 2 defensive-esque units to make Bardock peak. Now, defense-wise, Bardock could, you know, defend fine on his own. He has the strike cover change, combo into a blue, AoE green card, given it's probably the worst AoE green card in the entire game because it's not a fast startup and it's a long animation, but it does have it. He does heal allies on his switching of support similar to Halo Vegeta, but I do feel like he is just too slow. Again, if you need your allies to get hit, if your ally is getting hit, most likely that ally is going to be like 10% HP, if not dead, because Goku Vegeta are there. And yes, I have to keep comparing back to Goku Vegeta because that is the best unit. That is the unit that is in every single matchup, right? So if I'm comparing it too much for people to understand it, it's just how it is. That is the #1 unit. I have to think about, okay, let me think of a scenario where Goku Vegeta is going to exist. And with Goku Vegeta existing, my Bardock can't do shit. Like, sure, someone will die, but then Bardock would do shit. And it's like, I don't want someone dead for my unit to do something, and it's a defense type. Like, what? Come on. I do think he's fine value-wise for this meta, because many Reds aren't existent, but I don't think he is as good as he was rated to be. And he might still be boosted right now. I think he also ends in a week. If he's not boosted, then lower his dumbass. But if he is boosted, then stay right there, right? But he's not the craziest unit as people said to be. Omega, very good wall. Very fucking good. I think Omega also is boosted, because Bardock and Omega were boosted the same season. If not in the feature boost, he's probably in an A-tier boost, which is still a boost that's substantial and matters because it's a new unit, right? But I do think he's a very good wall nonetheless, so him there is nothing too scary. Cell above Kid Buu, huh? I think they could be swapped. I don't really see a discrepancy where it's too big of a deal to say Kid Buu or Cell is above one or the other, but I think Cell takes longer than Kid Buu, but the thing is with Kid Buu, he also is kind of reliant on yourself being good at the game, so I feel like there's a discrepancy again to where it doesn't really matter where you rate them compared to each other. I do think Kid Buu can look better quicker if you're better. And Cell has to get his unique thing, unique gauge, I can't even think about it, to look his optimal setup. Yeah, I don't think, I would just keep them there. I wouldn't say they should move anywhere because they're not worse than anyone else down there, but I don't think any big changes have to happen. FSK, honestly, yeah, that's real. I could even say Bojack's higher, but nah. FSK, yeah. He does nothing for the teams. That's it. He's just, okay, like, he's nothing anymore. Sorry. We had the powerhouse of FSK damage already existing. We don't need FSK when we have better replacements that are doing 20 times more. That's just how it is. He's fallen off because of that. Bojack, he was a solid wall prior to these new units coming out, but now he just dies too quickly. His second main ability is pretty mediocre. Like, okay, I heal, I get card draw speed. Like, I stay in Bojack pre-transformed for his green card heals before, like, a lot more than I ever do in his transformed state, because I can heal on green cards, then I could heal on second main, right? I'm trying to think of sustained build because it's a fucking defense. I'm trying to, like, defend with him. Bojack, can't really defend anymore because units nuke. That's just how it is. Zamasu, same boat. Takes too long. Same thing. Goten, an okay option. Definitely not the best, but an okay option for how the game is. I think Goten does nullify endurance also on ultimate, but I mean, you look at all these yellows up here, it's kind of like, oh, Goten's gonna get, like, 2-carded. Okay, well, sorry, Goten. But you can support, Future Gohan, but the thing is, you're not meant to amp Future Gohan, you're meant to amp Trunks, and Trunks is not being amped, so it's really not giving any value to Goten. Then 8 Vegeta. I do stand by him being the worst LF of 2021 at the moment. Again, don't feel like it's a debate. And when I say at the moment, I mean at the time of this meta. I feel like people might have just misunderstood that or something, or I didn't explain it well enough, but at this moment he is the worst LF 2021. Doesn't really do much. Maybe at 14 stars you could beg to differ, but I personally have not seen a scenario where 8 Vegeta has been a phenomenal unit since his release, at least. I think on release he was fucking great. Like, Saiyan team, you know, maybe he wasn't your #1 pick for Saiyans. For some people he was. For me personally, I don't think he was, but he had that sustainability on a Saiyan team, and now with all these units that just can kind of, like, fuck you over in one combo, 8 Vegeta, he just dies too quickly, and he doesn't really get much going for him until you swap out 3 times, which, that's a lot of swaps to do that, right? Like, think of Goku Vegeta, think of 8 Vegeta. They're 3 months different from when they released, and compare the unit, right? Obviously, Goku Vegeta being a festival, but it still matters. And then just to go over this very quickly on the up units, because I don't feel like they're that important. Below S+ tier, they're just really not that relevant in the meta. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, yes, worse than Maj Oob, I agree. Again, apologize for me being stuffy and wiping my nose with my shirt, but I'd rather not wipe it with my fucking hand. So, yeah. Vegito Blue. Okay, MVP 17 to lock in blue card, nuke those purples. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, too slow, but he does have value with the neutrality. LF Broly can be okay, I guess. I might even do LF Broly tomorrow, honestly, just to see how he is, but I think he's not that great. Blue Cooler, I guess because he's the LOE amp for Full Power Frieza, maybe? I guess that makes sense. Gokua, hybrids do exist. Again, you're not really going to bring Gokua, you know, against fucking Future, but good Z ability, and hybrids do exist, so I guess he has some value there. Purple Super Saiyan 4 Goku nullifies endurance, I believe, after main ability, so some value there on that. Red Piccolo. Why Red Piccolo? Is he boosted? Maybe because he's boosted. He's better than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta probably is just a better unit. And then, just further down here very quickly, Red Kefla, better than Red Gogeta, I do agree. Purple Super Saiyan 3, better than GT 3Ku, I disagree. Maybe, in one circumstance, I can find an agreement, just because Purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku does fuck over Health Restore when you pop his ultimate, right? Like when you land his ultimate. He's fucking over that unit specific's Health Restore for 60 counts. If that's the reason he's higher, then I agree. But besides that, GT3Ku is better. Topo, limited support, a good support unit, but limited support to Rival Universe or Blue, so it is an issue, but still a good support unit and decent unit with that lock-in, ult, and all that stuff you can do. Maj Vegeta, he's old. He's good. Like, he's good enough to, like, be usable, but he's just old. Trunks and Mai, decent support, but nothing crazy. You have better. EX Jiren, limited support, and literally the same thing as Blue Topo, just, I mean, I think Blue Topo's actually worse, but doesn't really matter. They're just so low. Bergamo, my Chad, my king, but he's gonna die. He's dead, I'm sorry. UI Goku, and then the green tier, because greens are down bad, because these purple units are running rampant. God Topo, decent. He does have the same kind of situation you think of with Fat Boo, where, okay, if Vegeta's in, go to God Topo, go to Fat Boo, do these 2 cards very quickly with that sub count up, with that lock-in. The thing is, lock-in is 10 times better than sub count up, because there's units that manipulate sub count up and down. If you have that situation, you're really just not doing much with your sub count up that you're offering from God Topo, right? Green Broly, haven't really seen much of him. I feel like he could be impressive, but right now, he he's the wrong color. That's just how it is. Transforming Rose takes a little bit too long. Good against hybrids, but just takes a little bit too long. Super 17, you can't be a wall in this meta unless you're just healing it back up. Like, truly, you just can't. Like, Sword of Hope Trunks can heal when he gets his unique pop, and then on his main. Like, that's the best wall of this meta, right? Like, there's no real wall that just can eat combos. And the only reason Sword of Hope Trunks really can wall, besides the healing, is because he reduces ki, right? Any type of wannabe wall doesn't really work out. I guess maybe Omega can try to, but besides that, you know, Majub still struggles, Bardock still struggles. You have units here that really want to attempt to, and they're struggling. To be nice, maybe Zamasu and Black are okay walls, but again, I do credit that more to the boost than themselves. And Gogeta 4 only walls for first combo, right? He's not walling anything else. And then Metal Cooler, he's okay, but okay. And then Milk. I agree with Milk, for sure. But let me know what you guys think. He did make a team tier list, which I might go over tomorrow. I need to just feel a little bit better right now. I'm dying. I did not know this video would be this long. But let me know what you guys think of this. Again, a Japanese player tier list, high-ranked Japanese player tier list. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.